Okay, we're going to present to you today a really rare find, and you'll see why in a minute here. This car is just a really spectacular find. First thing you're going to say is, yeah, it's not red or black or white or something. No, it's, I think they call it sand pebble beige. It's kind of a beige color. But the car is just spectacular. It really is. It's a 69 Roadrunner two-door hardtop, RM23 car, hardtop, not a post coupe. Everything is correct on this car to the point where we do have the factory broadcast sheet for it, which Anthony's going to show you some good high-resolution photography on that. And we're going to go over this car and show you how nice this car actually is and how original it is in a lot of aspects. Okay, 69 Roadrunner, 383, four-speed too. Forgot to mention that. The front bumper is the original front bumper for it. The grille, there's no deterioration of any of the anodization on the grille. We believe most of this car, believe it or not, is original paint. I mean, there's places where it's starting to get a little thin, but the paint on the car is just spectacular. Plymouth emblem in the front. Again, the whole grille area, there's no deterioration at all anywhere on it. Look at the seams on this guy. Going back across the cowl area, across both sides, the scoops. Front fenders just as sharp and clean as can possibly be. There wasn't even a paint blister on this car anywhere. That's how nice and original this car was. It does have the original for 1969 Kelsey Hayes wheels on it, 14-inch. Correct left-hand lug nuts on the driver's side, of course. Has the Roadrunner decal on the door. The windshield, I can't tell if it's tinted or not. I really can't tell you. You have to look on a broadcast sheet, I guess. But correct wiper arms and blades, both sides. There's no chips or marks or anything on this windshield in any place. Where most of them are starting to crack across here, this one is not yet. Rubbers around the windows and trim again is just as flawless as can possibly be. The wing area where most of this chrome has started to deteriorate and started to get patina on it. This one has absolutely none. Grip rail molding, the same as everything on this car, just as straight and nice. There's no marks on it anywhere. The original driver's side mirror on it. The whiskers and everything on this car inside the doors is all original yet. You're going to see from the photography, but the car has never been painted inside the doors or anything. It's been touched up a little bit here and there, but you won't tell where it was touched up. I mean, it was so professionally done. It is a 4-speed. It does have a tack with it. The original radio doesn't work, and we don't care. And there's an aftermarket radio underneath the dash that does function. And again, radio's a radio. We don't care about them. That's your preference. The original Hurst round 4-speed shifter is still intact. The original Roadrunner hood is still intact also. There's one little tiny crack on the steering wheel. Of course, Roadrunner right in the center of your steering pad. The original interior in the car, the door panels, the handles, everything in this car is as it was in 1969 when it was released by Chrysler. And shoulder belts, lap belts in the rear also. So this guy has a full complement of all the safety equipment that was mandated back in 1969 when the car was released. And again, inside these doors, there's no paintwork, no nothing. I mean, it's just as fresh and clean as can be. VIN tag on everything is correct. All the emblems inside the doors and front and everything, those have never been taken off. They're still the original ones. You can see all your pinch welds and everything on the quarter panels. They've never been replaced nor worked on either. And it is, like I said, an RM23 car, which is a two-door hardtop. Okay, going down the side of the car, everything lines up as it should. The front fender, the door, the quarter panel, and these cars are pretty lengthy. In the day, they were considered medium-sized cars, but in today's world, they're certainly a lot more than a medium-sized car. Fender lips You can feel the double fender lip there. There's no deterioration, no indication that it's ever been repaired or fixed in any way. Side marker lamps are all correct for it, and correct date codes and everything on them. Around the back window, it's the same as the front window, where most of these guys had deterioration down below the trim. Someone was wise enough way back when to put some sealant in there so the water has no opportunity to even lay in that channel underneath the trim molding here. So that car is just as fresh and clean as you'd ever want to find one. Again, going down the side, you look up across the side of this car, it is absolutely laser straight, and Anthony's going to get you some good photography to show you that. Back bumper is the chrome on it is absolutely flawless. The correct Mopar exhaust tips on it. The trim around your tail lights is just as fresh and clean as can be. I'll show you how nice this car is. How about an original spare, an original jack everything, jacking instructions, quarter panels again, serial numbers on the quarter panels. I mean, everything on this car shows it to be 100% original. Just give you an idea how nice, I'm not going to tear everything up, but how nice the floor pans are in this car. It's just as fresh and clean and nice as you'd ever want to find. All the spray-on undercoating from the factory in the quarter panels. It actually wasn't undercoating, it was sound deadener. And there's the original Goodyear spare that would have come with this guy. You can see the sound deadener material that Mopar used. Same on this side. And the trunk's all tin too. Nice vehicle. Original paint under the trunk also. Geez, I can't emphasize enough how much originality this car has. And all the seams everywhere. There's no deterioration anywhere. No indication of any rust ever. Going down the passenger side, it's the same as the driver's side. Anthony, get a shot down the side, you can see how straight this car is. I mean, it's just as straight and linear as you could ever hope to find a car this nice. Especially one that hasn't been, replaced quarter panels, replaced fenders, replaced trunk, everything. This car is just as fresh and clean as you ever want to find. Look at the window alignment on this thing. Everything lines up as it should. The gaps, everything on this car is this way. The seat, there's fully padded yet. I mean, there's no indication of any saggage of any part of the front seat or the rear seat. Dash has no cracks in it. There's the original Mopar manuals and paperwork. It has a headrest on it also, which I think that was an option in '69, but I'm not positive. And again, original paint inside the doors, original paint on most of this car. Look at this. And it's a Mopar. Again, original Roadrunner on it. Or missed an antenna, it doesn't matter because the radio doesn't work anyway. But this car is just as straight and nice a '69 Roadrunner as you could ever hope to find anywhere. And it's not something, again, that's been, brought back. This thing has all its original tin on it. There's no indication of any accidents, no indication of any wear. Now it gets a little interesting. It is not the original engine. It's a built 440 in here now. But guess what? We have the original numbers matching short block 383 that goes with this car. We have that. So whenever you buy this car, you're getting the original motor, you're getting a complete broadcast sheet with it and paperwork, and you're getting the built 440. I mean, how much better does it get than that? Because anybody that owns one of these is going to go ahead and put a 440 in it. Okay, open this hood up to show you what we got here. It does have an updated electronic ignition system in it, a 26-inch high-flow radiator from Mopar. It has a Edelbrock aluminum intake manifold. Try to find one of these guys yet. The 383 Roadrunner air cleaner decal. Those things are like impossible to come by. It has a 780 3310 Holley vacuum secondary carburetor. It'll rock with an intake. And they look like long tube, I'm going to say inchy 7/8 hooker headers, or some manufacturer of a header anyway. New belt on it, Mopar alternator. Somebody configured a battery hold down. We didn't change it because somebody spent too much time on that just to make it look fancy with an aluminum hold down. But again, original paint underneath here, and it's a car that you can't, I don't know how you could duplicate this car with one that hasn't had some paint work done to it or had body panels put on it. Number on the core support, number on the dashboard, number on the quarter panel, number on the build tag, your fender tag, and still has the original. It's faded, but there's your radiator tag from 1969 yet. It just doesn't get any better than this. This is a Mopar with a 440 in it, which is what you'd want to do anyway to a 383 Mopar. And you got the 383 short block that goes with this car. It's numbers matching. So technically, you have a numbers matching car with a built 440 in it. I mean, I don't know how you'd want anything any better than that. I mean, it's just a phenomenal piece of equipment. Great looking car, nice paint, nice fitment, and a great running car. I drove this car probably 50 miles to get it down here, and the car just runs impeccably. Feels like it has about a 355 gear in it. I don't know that. I didn't check the ratio, but undercarriage, we're going to get you some good photography of it. But that undercarriage is as you see the top of this car. There's not even a paint blister or indication of any deterioration whatsoever underneath this car. This guy you better call about, because it's not going to last very long, especially with this condition that it has and the pedigree that it has. The original 383 engine, short block, paperwork, built 440, 4-speed. I mean, how does it get any better than a 4-speed Mopar Roadrunner? Call Anthony at Fox Chapel Auto Sport.